Yard sale. Escape room. Snowman. Bony Hotdog.
One, two, three.
Hey,
everybody.
Nailed it.
Episode 40 of Is We Dumb? I am Dan Cummins.
I'm Fred Flintstone.
And I'm James Brown.
And I'm Barney Rebel.
We're killing it. This is the best start we've ever had. We have a new rug, and this represents all of Bad Magic, which is a lot of fun. If you go online to badmagicmerch.com, you will see this new rug.
Hand woven by Selma Hayek.
Yep. Hand woven by Logan. I believe.
I think Selma and Logan work together.
Sure. And it has one color from everything Bad Magic. So you got Time Suck, got Is We Dumb, you got Scared to Death, and you got Secret Suck Green in there as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So you can grab that. Yeah,
it's
branching
very cool.
out. And we have one thrown down in our office, and I was actually really surprised at how awesome it looked. I knew it was cool, but placed down right behind script keeper Zach Flannery's desk, it looks great. It's amazing.
I was just talking to Sylvester Stallone on FaceTime.
Oh, yeah?
He has one in his house.
What? That's crazy.
Sly. I call him Sly.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, it fucking looks great. And he appreciated Selma's handiwork.
He got his from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, his came recommended from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm pretty sure it's going to be featured in the new Expendables movie. It's part of the plot.
Aladdin, actually. You missed. There's a new Aladdin coming out.
There's a new Aladdin.
That's the magic.
That's where the genie rides.
It's the magic carpet.
There might be kind of a fight over it because I heard the Expendables. It was like someone stole the rug from Arnie's house.
Oh boy!
And then they have to fucking go full on World War III against the bad guys to get that rug back.
This is gonna be the best movie.
It's gonna be the fucking great. Expendables 7, the rug.
Yeah, what are they on right now?
Expendables 7, Atomic Rug.
Expendable rug.
Rug fallout.
Rug fallout. Rug pull out.
Rug pull out.
That's a porn. Hey.
Hope you guys enjoyed the start of this. We wrote all that out and rehearsed it 17 times.
We thought it was great. We're like, don't make sure we don't leave out this open. Best thing we've ever done.
Best thing.
So again, badmagicmerch.com or iswedumb.com. You can check out that store. We're just going to move into things here. But first, we do have a gift that we must recognize.
Yes, so great.
This is thanks to Eric McKinney. And he owns and he runs Cornogram. We talked about this a handful of episodes back. So you can see it says, Is we dumb? On a corn on the cob.
It's so fun.
So fun. We brought it up on the To You From Internet segment. I do not know which episode.
Right.
But Cornogram, he made this custom Is We Dumb corn on the cob and sent it our way. And if you want to send some funny ass gifts out too, you can go to cornagram.com, which is corn and then a gram.
I wonder what he sprays it with to keep all the kernels in there.
He did say he seals it, so don't think you can just go throw it out. It will not be good for the animals.
Oh, right.
Like, do not let them eat it. There's
don't
something.
Don't try and feed it to your dog.
No good on there.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it, man. So thank you for sending that in. I'm really happy the message got out to you.
Yeah, me too.
This will go right next to the laundry list of just weird ass shit that we've gotten here on Is We Dumb. It's incredible.
I was just talking to Ashton Kutcher about his cornogram.
Right.
We were comparing notes on our cornograms. That's that's gonna be my new thing now. Just to pretend that I have
name
a lot
drop.
Just name drop. But I can't. But I'm so out of touch with like pop culture. All my name references are people who were popular 10 plus years ago.
Like Bam. Like, right. No. So me and Tony Hawk were.
I was just skateboarding with Bam Margera
Like,
yesterday. We were working on some jackass stunts, and you're like, Dan, he hasn't been working with those guys for 10 years. I know.
Actually,
they're gonna start again.
I mean, that's what he told me. And he was crying, but that's what he told me.
I was in the studio with Ricky Martin. He's got a new album. It's gonna be fire.
All right, let's get the juices flowing. You ready to get warmed up?
Sure.
All right, we're going to do it. Zach, push it.
The very super most important starting question.
I do not have anybody credited, so I'm guessing I just found it or made it up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was weeks ago.
Okay.
Would you rather have your search history from Google and porn sites published or jump off a 40-foot building and hope for the best?
Oh my God, this is so... Jean-Claude Van Damme just asked me the same exact question.
Chuck Norris.
Could you bring it back? I got to study it.
Okay.
Okay.
So have your search history from Google and porn sites published or jump off a 40-foot building and hope for the best. And
this is a great one. This is my favorite one in weeks.
I thought I was going to drop down the footage Like
Right.
a 20-foot building is really far.
20 foot is far. 40 foot, it's going to fuck you up.
Borderline, like you have a
might die.
50-50 chance of living and dying.
I
believe I looked that up.
Man.
And I think it was around 40 feet.
Ooh, is when you can start to die.
Statistically, you have like a 50-50 chance of either dying or living.
That's the top of a 4-story building.
That's a fall.
Damn, that's a big fall.
Or
Ooh.
let everybody know how you touch your junk.
And then, right. Even the 50% chance that you would live, you're not going to be the same.
No. You might not, half of you might be gone.
Right. Like right now.
Your shins will be like behind your ears.
Right now, I can dunk from the foul line.
Oh, you're with
Easy.
Michael Jordan.
Me and Michael Jordan, we were just practicing dunks the other day. No, but like, there's no way I would even be able to walk the same ever again in my life.
Nope.
Is that, God, that's a terrible fall.
Is that risk, or would you just? And when I was going over this originally, I did also think that there is that part about like the human condition where if you just let it all go and just be like fuck, then you're just free.
Yeah,
You're
that's
free.
True.
It's gonna be fucking like everyone's gonna know about the weird shit that you're looking up and the weird shit that you sometimes find yourself into when you're in a certain mood and
Right.
you want to fuck a fish or whatever it is. Like you don't always want to do that,
Right.
But sometimes. But no, so you just let that all go. People judge you, but
Sure.
whoever sticks around after that, at least they know how weird you are.
It would be so extensive, like, and this is over your course of your life, right? Like all of your search history.
That evolution is really funny.
I've covered almost everything.
Like mine first was just like Britney Spears boobs. Like that was my first
Right.
like porn search growing up.
right, like more innocent.
And then you sit there and it would load up and then you just wait for it to load like
Right.
line by line until you got some boobs and you had to get out of there before someone caught you.
right.
Because you were terrified. And then you look at like how ridiculous they are now.
Right.
That's fun. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm just saying that's fun. Hey.
Mine have never gotten super extreme. I mean, I'm sure there's a few like, oh, I wonder what that is, curious ones.
Sure.
But it's just like this kind of like this rotation, mostly based on like ethnicity and hair color.
Sure.
You know, it'll just be like
trip around the world.
Yep, sexy Asian.
We're going on a walk, Danny. Heading down to Brazil.
Sexy ebony, and then like or sometimes I've gotten like country specific.
Oh yeah.
It'll be like Norwegian redhead, and I'm like, what do we got?
Hiking.
Or you just put in the three. You just put pussy after any combination, and it brings up the porn. So like Norwegian redhead pussy, or it'll be like, or no, get very specific. Yeah, it'll be like South Korean MILF pussy. Like it just very like broken down. South Korean ex-girlfriend pussy. Like very like, but and then it just rotates over years just based on
Pretty friendly South Korean pussy.
It gets like weirdly specific, like multi-friendly, but sometimes can throw you some sass. South Korean ex-girlfriend pussy. Like used to.
It's pretty nice, but still a little sassy pussy.
Used to work in IT and then kind of shifted to counseling, and now is kind of having a midlife crisis and not sure what they want to do.
With black hair.
With black hair and green eyes. South Korean. Has some relatives in North Korea. Once traveled to Japan. Pussy. Like
She's also your stepsister.
Also your stepsister, but only sometimes. Pussy.
right.
So there's all of that.
Right.
Or kill yourself. Pretty much is what. That's what this would you rather is.
Live in shame the rest of your life.
Or die.
Or kill. And especially now, there is just like with like the kind of like the cancel culture type culture, like
Cancel culture type
I
culture.
know. I rather said that. I'm like that isn't right.
And that's what you get canceled for?
For not
like, I will
knowing
not. I will
They're
not.
like, we just thought he was kind of smart. And then he said, and then the cancel culture type culture. He's like, he said the fucking thing and then added 2 unnecessary words. And we're like, fuck that guy.
Right. Shut it down.
Shut him down. Shut him down. Oh my God. I guess I would have to I would just live. You're right about the freedom thing. It would be embarrassing. And you know what? Actually,
it's as embarrassing as you let it be.
True. Exactly.
And for me, I would be super embarrassed. So there's that. But no, like it would just all be out, and then it's over, and move on.
I kind of like that, actually, thinking about it, where and it weeds out the people.
Business cards. That's just your search history. Here you go. Nice to meet you.
Well, I relate like on a like I've probably joked about this before here on the show, but part of my tattoo on my one arm with certain symbols is intentionally to weed out people. Like it has meaning, this whole like man search for meaning, different religions.
Sure.
But like, one of them with the pentagram is like, I know that there's a certain kind of person who will see only that and be like, nope. Staying away from that guy. And that
boy.
is fucking great. Because that is someone I would never have any interest in having an extended conversation with.
That's a win-win.
It's a win-win. So with the porn all being out there, anybody who would be super offended by my porn search history is no one I would care about.
Right. Which is, I mean, for me,
right.
it'd be everybody on the planet. So I'm running into a little issue here.
You run into a little issue where like everyone in your life would be like, what the fuck?
They'd be like, and not going to their house. Hey, Christmas? That's canceled.
Right.
I understand. I understand. I will find a new family. I did this to myself. It's been a good run. Bye.
I feel like I'm lucky that way, where I feel like even my in-laws, it's not like they would be like, fuck yeah.
Right.
You know, I don't know that they'd be super pumped, but I think they'd be like, well, all right, that's his deal.
Yikes.
Ew,
Maybe block it out. And there's, people are way more twisted.
Well, that's what I think
you're
about.
not going to be alone.
No.
Like, there's no way shit I'm looking up is that different from what Logan's looking up.
Right.
Because Logan's a weirdo and I'm a weirdo.
And I'm actually, like, we get into our little fetishes or whatever. The real extreme stuff, like, I don't care. Like, if somebody else is way into that, it wouldn't bother me.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, ugh. But me personally, I am pretty vanilla on most. It really is more based on just types of looks, you know, over the years, that just for like variety, to rotate.
Right.
But I've never gotten way into like extreme fetish.
Right.
It just doesn't, whatever.
There's
This
certain
doesn't do anything
jobs,
for me.
like teacher or preschool or counseling.
Okay, well, that's different.
Stuff like that, you're fucked. Like for us, I'm like, I just go on about my life.
Yeah, I thought you meant fantasies like you like looking at like hot,
no,
sexy teachers.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm saying like, but if you are a teacher,
then you're
fucked.
That's true.
You're gonna have to go jump off a building.
That's true. For our job, nobody fucking cares.
No one cares.
After
Expected.
After all the things we've said, I think about that all the time. Especially like all the things I've said over the years. It's like no one thinks I'm this noble character. Like I don't carry that weight. No one's like, he's real goody two shoes. Look at his clean record.
Model citizen.
That guy. That's
you
who
are,
I want
you
my
are
kids
to
to
me.
be.
You are to me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look how I'm doing.
Okay, that's good.
That makes me think of that time you made me watch a guy get his dick kicked in
Sorry about
400
that.
times.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. Stepped on his balls.
Ball
That was
stomping.
fun. Yeah, ball busting.
That was nice of you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ricky Jagger's making wine. Hey.
So I think yeah, for me, I bet you're the same. We can choose the porn.
We can.
Most people are going to probably have to kill themselves.
Yay! Well, we do have a listener submitted Dumb in the Wild. Let's just make the jump over to that segment.
Okay.
But then we're going to address something first, and then we'll get into what was sent in. Thanks.
Dumb in the Wild.
Have a look at this little beauty.
Okay. So we were dealing with this thing on a different podcast, end of last week? About the emails with Google.
And we've had problems with, real quick, with our podcast. If you're listening on the Google Podcast app, just don't.
Right.
Literally go to any other app. Google's podcast support is the fucking worst of anything. And has been the whole time I've been podcasting. The whole time Joe's been here, it's always been the worst. 90% of our problems, if it's not with something internal, it's Google.
Right.
And what's insane about that is they have so much money, but they just don't care about podcasting.
Yeah. What's funny, also, I was having this issue with GoPro with one of their camera dropping frames.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just happened around the office. We're just joking around, like, if only they weren't such a mom and pop store. Like maybe right. I know things are tough, and if you treat them like that in customer service, like I know you guys just barely making it through.
Right.
But if you guys have anybody available to get back to me and let me know what's going on, that'd be great. But I mean, don't push it. I got all the time. It's not like you have billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
Anyway, bye. So Google's that same way.
Yeah, that's what someone's saying about Google. They take forever to get back to you. But they did this crazy thing this time where what happened was with TimeSuck, it's just somebody hijacked the feed. So all of a sudden it was like this imposter TimeSuck. It was a different RSS feed just with their platform, and it wasn't showing all the right episodes.
Yeah.
And it was, it wasn't coming from us anymore. Somebody had copied it. And so we bring that to their attention. Joe sent a customer service, help ticket. I sent one. And then at like 2 a.m, last night when I woke up. I saw it came in late last night, and it was like, "Hey, the problem's fixed. But if you have a problem, it's this tone of like, well, there's no problem. I don't know why you're messaging us.
Quit bugging me.
But if you have a problem in the future, here's what you should do." And so I looked, and it's like that motherfucker fixed it. Then immediately messaged me. It was like, no, and you could tell like the analytics, like the analytics were fixed around the same time the email came in. It's like, you piece of shit. Why would you do that?
You're not fooling anybody.
Right. It's such a weird thing, and it's happened to us before with tech.
Right.
We don't want to like throw this other company under the bus, but you were reminding me that somebody else did that to us a while back. They're like, oh no, it shows fine on my computer, and then when we refresh after like 24 hours of problems, all of a sudden it was fixed. It's like, yeah, because you just fucking fixed it.
You just uploaded it.
Stop acting like it was never broken.
Facebook's done that to me before, like when something's not working.
Yeah.
You're like, God, you try and reach out, and then they're like, oh, looks like everything's working fine, and then you go and you try it again, and it works. It's like, because you just fixed it.
Some like weird corporate, like they don't want to take responsibility.
No fault.
And I was thinking how ridiculous that would look in like a restaurant setting, where if you like complain there's something wrong with your order, like you get like a country fried chicken with mashed potatoes, gravy, and green beans, and then there's like hair all over it, and you take it back and you're like, oh man, there's a lot of hair there, and then just like, oh, let me get a look at that in the back, and then it's taken to the back, and then immediately they have another dish of the country fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Bring that out, like I don't see anything. Yeah, because that's not my fucking plate.
You just took the hair off of it.
I just saw you switch plates. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Nah.
It works fine.
Listen,
what, are you ungrateful? Right. You're like, okay, sorry, fuck, fine,
right.
I'm leaving. But yeah, that is super annoying.
Yeah, it's just weird as opposed to it would have been so easy just like, hey, sorry, there was some kind of mistake on our end. But it is a funny thing with a lot of these companies. They just, and I wonder if it's, I have to think it's liability. They don't want to open up the door to the possibility of liability by saying like, I know we fucked up.
Right.
So instead they just, just anything but that.
Instead of like, that's on us. It's just like, that's on you.
Hey, that's on you.
We're sorry you're stupid.
Hey, we're so nice. We're willing to fix your obvious fuck ups. Right. If there were a fuck up on our end, which there won't be.
Ever.
Here's the steps you take.
1, go fuck yourself.
1,
2, quit bugging me.
Here's what you do if you know that it's our mistake. 1, fucking look in the mirror. Take some responsibility for that shit. 2,
man up.
Go fuck yourself.
Right.
3, please ask us to fix your fuck up.
And we'll see what we can do.
Right.
Have a good day.
Have a
Love,
good day.
Google.
Exactly.
All right, so this was our listener submitted Dumb in the Wild.
Cool.
And this was sent in by dummy Joanne Lyles, who goes by AKA Joe Animal.
Joe Animal.
Says, hey, Danny and Joe, this is a simple one, but it makes me giggle every time I see it. This is a picture of a display at the gas station across the street from where I work. I noticed it the first time I was in there about 2 years ago. This is a small, super redneck town in Arkansas. And this one display just explains the whole culture of this place. First of all, aux cable. I'll show you. Okay. Second, what are we up to now? iPhone 12? Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. I've been a long time sucker, short time dummy, but I love it all. Keep it coming. Love you guys. So take a look at this picture.
Okay.
As you can see, they spelled aux cable like the ox.
Yep.
Like out in the field.
Instead of AUX, auxiliary.
Auxiliary. It's a ox.
Aux cable.
Oxen. And then the iPhone, they're promoting, they have the iPhone 6 and 7 cable. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we're on 12.
How long has that display been sitting there?
I don't know. But
7, 8 years?
It is so funny. These tiny stores. And just so far behind. And aux cable.
Yes, aux cable.
Fuck off. Like when I read that, immediately I pictured like Oregon Trail. But instead of like the aux on the front end, it's like iPhones. And everyone's like, they're just riding them down, crossing the river.
Yep.
Big old iPhone. Yeah, fuck the aux.
One of your children drowned in the river.
Your aux cable.
Your aux cable. That reminds me of, we were just driving just Sherman right in front of the studio, Lindsay and I, the other day, and one of these little motels not far from where we record,
right,
still advertises like Showtime, like rooms have Showtime. And I remember that was such a thing like 15, 20 years ago. HBO. Rooms with air conditioning and HBO.
And Wi-Fi. It's like fucking better.
Right.
If you're out there right now running a hotel without Wi-Fi,
yep,
shut the doors. And just
I love that when they advertise free Wi-Fi and Cinemax.
Yeah.
So what?
Jerk off and jerk off. That's what I read.
But we were talking before about like little like businesses. Like you have the funniest of such a small town. Like what a little small town store would sell that you would never find in a big city store
anywhere else.
Right.
My late great grandma Jerry, just decided that she was going to be a farmer. I remember going to a ranch all the time growing up. And the first one was over in Lemhi, Idaho. Like it is over by Salmon, but a little bit higher, I believe. I don't remember exactly where it's located, but it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's right by the Montana-Idaho border, I think, right? Yeah.
Right. Because then her next one was in Helena. Like that was the next ranch I remember going to.
She kept going a little further up there.
So out there, there's not a whole lot of job options.
True.
So her and her partner would go out into the sagebrush and just catch rattlesnakes. Her entire basement was full of rattlesnakes every time I went over there. Like normal people, grandma, not out there catching rattlesnakes.
That is the most unexpected grandma hobby. What are you playing bridge? What are you doing a quilting group? No, I fucking catch rattlesnakes.
Got another one.
I spend my free time hunting and catching rattlesnakes.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I know. So she would take these and then she would skin them and make them into wallets or boots or belts or like hats. But the headband was rattlesnake. And then she'd bring those down to the tiny ass store and that's what she would sell and make money on.
God, that is so small town, like rural, but also just so awesome that like I just picture her corresponding with her friends and like, hey, what are you up to? And their stuff is more like, oh, I went on a cruise.
We're going for brunch.
Going out for brunch. What'd you do? Turned a snake into a wallet. Turned a poisonous snake that I fucking went and found and killed into a wallet.
This one almost got me. Yeah.
This one almost got me.
No, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it bit the boot. But if it bit like an inch higher, I'd be dead. That's crazy.
I just picture her with like having the oh my God, the straps where you have like the shotguns on your back that you can pull up and over your shoulders. And then on her sides, like
2 more 6-shooters.
Yep, like exactly 6 shooters. Like she just fucking loaded the bandolier of like all the ammunition just across her chest. Yep. Just going out snake hunting.
And they had one of those, I think they were called Fat Boys. They're the three-wheelers before those got outlawed.
Yeah.
And they're huge tires. And on the back was just rattlesnake cages.
Oh my God.
And she would zip out into the sagebrush and just catch them and then you'd come back and just have an entire bin of rattlesnakes.
That is the most
grandma stuff.
If somebody had 10,000 guesses, guess what my grandma's doing with the retirements? You get 10,000 guesses or you die. Everyone dies. Right. No one ever makes it to snake catcher.
Skinning snakes and selling it at the store. Bing ding 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 ding. You got it. So that's the weirdest stuff. Just a representation of weird shit you find at these stores.
The most backwoods, rural little convenience store I've ever been in is you could almost, if you had a powerful enough slingshot, you could almost get a rock to it from my mom's house.
Okay.
Where she lives now in Whitebird. Whitebird, Idaho is like smaller than Riggins, right? It's like 100 people. And, there used to be a mill like a lot of these towns that hasn't been there for years. So it's like right now it's just in the way. It's just kind of in the way.
The freeway goes over the top of it.
So Highway 95 goes over the top.
No one wants to see it. They hide it under the freeway and you just drive over.
There's a couple little bars down there that actually are surprisingly cool when you go into. But I remember, just a side note, they're so just like if they see new people, it's so like weird that it's almost like overly friendly.
Oh, okay.
I went down there drinking with my sister and Lindsay a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like everybody was like eyeing us, not in a bad way, but a friendly way, like, hey, we got new people to drink with.
Oh my God.
And the bartender was so nice. They got us fucked up. Because they were pouring things so stiff, like, hey, let's party.
Yeah.
There's new people. But we went to this convenience store years ago that it's closed now and walked in, and it was like out of Deliverance or some movie. You walk in, one person behind there who just, kind of like dead eye stares you behind the counter. And then in one corner was set up as a playpen. There was 2 babies in there. And then there was a couple dogs roaming the aisles that also belonged to the person who ran the store and either lived out back or lived above it.
Okay.
And then just a weird collection of like dusty items, where it would be like bandanas and t-shirt and then like water balloon kits and then SpaghettiOs and like SOS scrub pads.
Toothpaste.
Motor oil.
More beans.
Right. A kite. like a weird, like one kite.
How can we get more relevant? A little business meeting. We need kites.
Right.
Have we got ox cables?
Right. It was like a yard sale with a couple grocery items. It would be like milk, eggs, a Def Leppard poster. But just like the most random.
It's a permanent yard sale.
Right.
Which that's the greatest way to describe a lot of these stores. It's just a permanent yard sale.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. A permanent yard sale.
Oh my God. So many expired things. Yeah.
It's expired. Yeah, not my problem.
Not my problem.
Do you want it or not?
Hey.
And put it back on the shelf. It's an antique.
Did I put a fucking gun to your head and force you to buy it?
No.
Do you want some 1983 Manwich or not?
Get out of here then.
Get out of here. It's 50 cents. Go fuck yourself.
And before we jump over to Dumb Dumb Idiots, this does remind me there is a place up here in North Idaho that's no longer open, and here's why. It was called Wolf People. It was on your way to Sandpoint. And it was this little place that like really was trying to show off. They had wolves in these enclosures.
Oh.
And they had like a little wolf shop. You could buy like the shirts and the paw prints. And the way they stayed in business is that schools would go there and do like these little wolf tools.
Sure.
So we were out there looking at the wolves through the janky fences that if the wolf really wanted to kill us, it could have.
Okay.
Like it was a real bad setup.
Okay.
But then out from underneath the stairs of this place is a kid. And he comes climbing out and he looks like Mowgli. He has no shirt. He has no shoes on, just shorts, and he can't talk. And he's probably like 13.
Oh my God.
And he's like, hi guys. Like he's just super, has no one has educated him.
Oh no.
And he just lives among the wolves.
Oh no. Like almost literally raised by wolves.
Yes. He was just there. I know that that must have been his parents, but he just has no friends and he was super just trying to be your friend. And then when you leave, he just went back under the stairs.
What?
Mm-hmm. His room is back underneath there.
I love that.
And now they're shut down and I have exactly why.
I love that schools were taking tours there. Like, hey, should we report the kid being raised by wolves living under the stairs?
I don't know. Do you want to see wolves anymore or not?
Right.
Okay.
That reminds me on another episode, we have to talk about cattails in Spokane. Yeah. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
It's the fucking saddest place on earth.
It is.
Oh my God. Okay.
Zach's a pet person.
Another day, we have to talk about the cattails.
Okay, we'll put it on the board. All right, let's move over to the middle part of the show.
Okay.
Okay. Zach, push the intro.
Dumb. Idiot.
Okay.
Okay, dokie.
This was sent in by Dummy Scott, and it just is a perfect representation of old people fighting over stuff. That's really stupid.
Okay, perfect.
So this is a Budweiser or Busch argument over beer brand ends with shotgun blast. So
argument over beer brands. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So a Harvey man wounded by a shotgun said his friend fired the blast after the two quarreled over Busch versus Budweiser beer, according to the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.
Oh my God.
So it moves on. It says that they basically were, year-long friends. They were fighting over which beer was better.
Multiple years, yeah.
Yep. And Clarence Sturdivant, 64, shot his 66-year-old neighbor, Walter Merrick, said Colonel John Fortunato.
Can we stop just for a second and just the hilarity? Clarence and Walter are perfect names for two men in their 60s with shotguns fighting over, what was it, Busch versus
Budweiser.
Just Budweiser. Yeah.
Get it right.
Oh my God.
I guess have a gun over here? Like that would be kind of how this was going. So it all happened back on March 7th. There's a single-story apartment building at the 1500th block of Esther Street in Harvey. Merrick told investigators that he and Sturdivant were chatting in the parking lot when Sturdivant asked for a beer, the sheriff's office incident reported. Merrick then returned with a can of Busch beer, apparently not Sturdivant's brew of choice. An angry Sturdivant declared his preference of Budweiser. According to the report, the two men continued to quarrel over beer brands until Merrick said Sturdivant shot him and then left.
Oh my God.
But he just had some pellets, had nothing life-threatening. But
still,
what the fuck?
To be shot with a shotgun, like, so he's like, oh yeah, man, I'll get you a beer, and then just toss you this beer. Are you fucking? I asked for a beer, not some communist bullshit, you motherfucker.
I picture him spiking it. Fuck you.
Some Busch Light.
Fuck you, Clarence.
Or some Kim Jong, whatever Busch Light.
North Korea water.
Just this random association.
Yeah.
This old man shit. I'm drinking this. It has nothing to do with North Korea. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
We're going to finish this like men.
He just shoots him and leaves.
Aren't they both made by the same company? Anheuser-Busch.
Are they both Anheuser-Busch?
I think so.
That's even funnier.
That's way cool.
But they taste different. Slightly.
Barely.
I think.
My favorite part is they're not even like good beers.
Nope. It'd be like fighting over Keystone and Hams.
Oh my God. Keystone was Keystone a thing down. Oh my God, Schmitty's was my
Schmitz, whatever it was. That beer,
Schmitz and Schmitz Ice. That was my beer of choice in college.
Of course,
and
it was.
It's the worst. It was just cheapest.
Ours was Keystone, Ice House.
Keystone is where in Riggins, where like Keystone obsessed.
It's the top.
Actually,
the aftertaste of Keystone, real quick, tastes like bananas. And you're not going to convince me otherwise.
I know. It tastes like banana candy to me a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And people think I'm fucking crazy.
No, you're right.
I'm not backing down.
Supposedly, there was this weird thing on the internet years ago where Whitebird, again, to bring it back there, I don't know if it was per capita, but the bar there, they claimed sold more Keystone Light than any bar in America. Like this tiny little, and they were so proud of that. And having been through there, I do believe them. Where there was 95% of the people who do live there drink Keystone and Keystone Light, and they drink a fucking lot of it. Like water, just all day long.
You're going and you're entertaining.
Yeah.
You are from Whitebird.
Yeah.
And you're entertaining some friends that come in like, no, we're going to go to this place. It's a great bar. They got 65 taps. 64 of them are Keystone.
Exactly.
Wait, what? Sorry, it's just it's a record thing. I don't know.
And it's this weird point of pride where it's like to just kind of like, bleh, like any beer that is anything other than your basic domestic, it's like, well, okay, easy there, Professor.
Easy, fancy pants.
Okay, why don't you put your bow tie on there, Poindexter, while you drink your Stella,
Yeah,
our toys.
Right.
But it is a weird thing where it's like I would feel if I would never fucking ask for a Heineken or anything like that, like back home, because they would look at me like, who the fuck you think you are?
Wow.
Oh,
Look
okay.
at you, big city Danny boy.
Oh, it must be nice to be fucking wealthy.
You hear all these
really, Heineken.
The music just like it stops. Right. You're like, what the fuck? Like I got fat tire. Yeah, you did.
Before I even get the full word Heineken out at the bar, someone sucker punching me. I like a Heineken, and then they just like not. I'm like, I'm sorry, I meant Keystone. Right. I was trying to say I was gonna.
That's better. Hey, music comes back on.
It immediately goes for like between like I want a Heineken, and then I get punched. And I'm like, I meant to say Keystone, and immediately they throw me on top of their arms. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Chug.
One of us.
But it did make me think about the dumbest things that people fight over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just two old men, probably bored, and you just shoot your other friend over the wrong type of beer. Have you seen a dumb fight? Like just the dumbest topic?
Oh.
You've seen people fight over?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like the dumbest fight. I have to think. Do you have one?
I remember my buddy who got in a huge fight with his girlfriend in college.
Right.
Because he didn't stay exactly where he said he was going to stay when she went to the bathroom. And this fight was so big, I think they might have broke up. And they got back.
That's where it started.
They got like back together like the next day or a couple days later.
Oh my god!
But I remember just seeing it in his eyes. You know when you get to that argument and like the guy's face just like turns off.
Yeah.
He's like, oh god.
Yeah.
I can't. This is so hard.
Yep.
And so he said he was going to wait there, and he was talking to us. And then we left there, and he just like turned from facing this way, and he turned that way, and now he's inside the room. And she couldn't find him, and she just fucking panicked, and then couldn't find him for like 10, 15 minutes.
How drunk was she?
Pretty drunk.
Yeah.
And then it was it. And then we lost our friend. That's always the worst. You're like, sorry, bud. Bye. See, I understand. I've been there, buddy. Hang in there.
I love seeing those kind of like drunk arguments. Lindsay and I both like we were in New Orleans a couple weeks ago, and we were just walking back from some restaurant where we had like a couple drinks, but we weren't getting like plowed or anything.
Sure.
And then we walked past some bar that was a little more lively.
Okay.
And there was this young couple out front, like maybe 23, 24, 25. And it was just one of those great, they're both so fucking drunk, and just the kind of fight you knew was just over nothing. It was a lot of just like, really?
That's how you feel?
That's how you're going to act when I'm here with my friends? Exactly. Really? And then the other person just like, I don't know. Fucking where?
You tell me.
And it's just like if you had like a
shoe fits.
If you had a stenographer that just typed out their conversation for 50 minutes and then read it back, no one would know what they're talking about.
And it's just one word. It's all blurred together. The ding, typewriter back.
The craziest fight I ever saw over just something small was actually my dad. When I was like, I must have been only like 5 or 6 years old. We were in Anchorage, Alaska, where we lived for a couple of years. And he was in his truck driving down the road. Some other guys were in their trucks. These two guys, it was like me, my mom, and him in our vehicle. And I guess they flipped him off, and he flipped them back off.
Right.
And then they flipped, and then they're yelling, "Get out of the car!"
Oh boy.
And then stoplight, and then he does. He gets out there, and so he gets out and walks over to there, and then they just start fist fighting, just at this red light. And it was him, and he was beating up the one guy pretty good.
Okay, so he was winning.
So he's winning versus the one guy, but then another guy, the passenger, came out, and then they started tag teaming him, outnumber him. Mm-hmm. So then now they're beating him, and one of those guys had a weapon of some kind. I might be adding this mentally, but I want to say that the second guy who came out, he had like a fucking hammer, something scary.
I just picture you as a kid.
Right.
Like, hey, remember he had a bazooka.
He had a
50 cal.
Okay, he had a helicopter. The second guy had a helicopter.
He had a 50 cal mounted to it. There's a third friend. They had missiles. It was fun crazy.
Some guy had throwing stars. I remember there's throwing stars.
It's flamethrower. It's fun crazy. You sure, Danny boy?
I don't know. Memory can be funny. But there was a second guy, and then a guy from a service station ran across the street to like help my dad not get basically murdered.
Yeah.
And he had some kind of fucking crowbar, tire iron.
Okay.
The little 4 pieces of metal. So he ran, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like even at like 5-6 years old, I'm like, this is crazy.
This could have been avoided.
This was why couldn't we just kept driving?
That's ouchie.
No one had to get out of the car.
No one did. Let's just go. Just stay there. Let's keep driving, Daddy-o.
Right. But
ridiculous.
But yeah, that was the craziest thing I've witnessed.
I would love to hear. I know that there's a ton of these fights over the dumbest shit.
Oh, did you get some dummy submissions?
Yeah, mean, the toothpaste with left the cap off.
Yeah, verbal or physical.
And it was just on the end of like a bad day, and whatever it was, like that was enough to just be like,
Right.
You know what? Fuck you.
That was a straw.
Oh, no freedom for me. Like just weird shit. Like, what are you talking about? And he just snaps. So if you do have those stories, please send them in to dumb@isbydumb.com. I would love to feature those down the road. Are you ready for our next story?
I am.
Okay, this is our second story for Dumb Dumb Idiots, and it's a video. It was sent in by Dummy Joshua, and you may have seen this, but this is the single worst thing you could have done at this particular job.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and push play.
Okay.
Zach, you got it. Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck, dude. Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Woo!
Bring your hand underneath the tracker guard.
So,
Whoa.
Both your hands are going to sit on the left hand
firing
side
range,
of the
gun
pistol.
safety
You're gonna
class.
walk out. Both your arms.
Yeah.
You're going to push with your right and pull with your left.
He's the-
Focus on that front sight tip. Now, if you want on this
dude.
44 Magnum, you can shoot it single action.
Oh!
Did you mean to do that? Yeah.
He just tried to play off accidentally shooting his gun and having the recoil. The gun bopped him in the face, and he played it off like, yeah, no, I meant to accidentally pull the trigger.
And then the way he walked after he said that, over like back and put it down, you can tell he was so scared.
Yep.
His job's gone.
Shaking a little bit.
That's it. You're out, buddy. That's the single worst mistake you could have made at teaching a gun safety class. Then, like, if you were a firefighter,
right?
You're like teaching fire safety, and then like before everyone left, you just set it and burned everyone down. You're like, here's what you don't want to do,
right?
And then just burn their house down.
Exactly.
Sorry. Like that's exactly how bad you could. That's the worst a gun safety class could have possibly gone.
Maybe.
Unless you shot somebody else in the head.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're like, hey, this is what you don't do. You don't point at somebody's face. And then you just point at somebody's face and then just fucking shoot them. Just blow their head off.
Can you imagine how terrible that would be? I mean, it'd be memorable. Like, people would talk about you for a long time.
Okay, the person who died, that would suck for them.
Yeah.
The other people in the class, they've learned a very important lesson.
It might be the best gun safety lesson.
Right. For them, it's the best possible gun safety lesson. Because they're like, no, you really don't want to point at somebody's head.
I'm not fucking kidding.
I'm not kidding. I watched a guy, he was probably 4 feet from me, get the back of his fucking head blown off. Because the guy pointed the gun at his head and pulled the trigger. And that's what can happen.
No, I'll tell you.
It's not just in the movies.
No. What I picture it would be like, it was way worse. Don't do it. Okay, fine. So
they're not kidding.
Best gun safety class for everyone else who wasn't the guy that got shot. I can agree with you there. But yeah, that's just so ridiculous. That's such a big mistake.
That's a huge mistake. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think like if I've
like a cooking. If you're doing cooking class, you're
right,
showing everybody how to cook.
Everything.
Just fried it. Mm-hmm. Just completely burned it and set everything on fire.
Luckily, I haven't. I've made plenty of mistakes in jobs before, but I haven't made like the worst mistake,
like terrible ones. Yeah,
mm-hmm. or been working with somebody that's made like the absolute worst mistake. I was thinking construction projects, and I'm blanking on the specific one right now. But I have like heard stories about where they're building this like huge office, complex high-rise building, and somebody fucked up something in like the bottom, like didn't do the structural things right, and they get like halfway through and they have to redo the entire thing.
Yeah, because it collapsed or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like there's those kind of mistakes where you're like, or like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
When the roller coaster like malfunctions and somebody dies because the structural, whatever the engineers just didn't design one little piece right.
Uh-huh.
Or like with NASA type things, something malfunctions because one fucking screw wasn't put in the right spots.
It was the wrong material.
Right.
Like it wasn't the right one. Oops. And then it fried and it burned up and that was it.
Right.
Spaceship done.
Yeah, those kind of jobs were like the worst thing you can do. Just missing the wrong bolt, whatever.
Whatever it may be.
I don't even know
pretty rough.
what would be the worst thing
that
we could do here. Just like...
Nothing. Have our search history published.
Right.
I think that's the worst thing that could possibly happen here.
Just leave the mics on and then just like for an hour and then just put it out with like nothing.
I think just leave the mics on just any time that we don't know that they're on. That would be bad.
What if we just recorded just like dead air for an hour and 50 minutes and then people were like, that was the best episode you guys have done?
I have been waiting this whole time. You guys should shut the fuck up.
Right. It was so relaxing. It was peaceful. I've never felt better.
It's the best.
Just a little white noise.
We could do that sometime.
Just to kind of clean the palate of all the stupid shit you guys have said for so many episodes.
Are kicking around what we should do for our 50th episode. Which, by the way, now that I think about that, we're probably going to skip it because 52 is a year. So we'll probably wait and celebrate our year.
Oh, celebrate 1 year?
Opposed to the 50.
But then we got to do 100.
Yes.
When you get to 100, then you got to do
that's a big one.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are tossing out ideas. Maybe we just won't talk. Maybe we will just don't.
What if we just... What if we were just mimes who juggled for that episode?
You just hear a bunch of ball.
Oh, God damn it. That would be hilarious. Neither one of us knows how to juggle, and we're trying to be mimes, but we're constantly like, fuck. God damn, I can't.
Yeah, are you getting it?
That's way harder than it looks.
Wait, why is it so tough? It's fucking crazy. All right, let's move on to the dumbest thing I was able to find this week with Apocalypse pending. This was sent in by Dummy Cullum, which I think is a little weird because I believe the guy in the story is also named Cullum.
It'd be funny if it was the same person.
I hope it's him.
I don't want a little recognition.
I don't know. Great. I don't know what side of the fence I'm on with this, but I knew that we had to have our attention drawn to it.
Okay.
So 5,000 people have signed a petition demanding Bin Man, which is like a garbage guy, sacked for kicking the head off a kid snowman, be given his job back. So this guy. Colum Woodhouse.
The petition was signed to get him his job back?
Get him his job back because he lost his job
for kicking the head off the snowman.
When he kicked and there's so many ridiculous angles in all of this.
Okay.
So Colum Woodhouse, 19, was dismissed from Herefordshire Council last week after he was caught on CCTV kung fu kicking the head off a snowman that was built by a 3-year-old. So there is video, and he does go after it pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not going to show you, but he takes running jump kicks at this thing and kicks it over.
It takes more than one kick to get it.
It does.
Okay.
He kicked the top 2 balls right apart.
Oh, okay. All right.
So a petition started on the website change.org is calling for him to be given his job back, has gained more than 5,300 signatures. When I checked this a little bit earlier, it was well over 6,000 in just 3 days. The petition started... And no way I'm going to try and say that. So a bin man in Hereford kicked a snowman that was already melting anyway, and after a video of it went viral, he got sacked. Really? So the guy worked throughout the whole pandemic, risking his own well-being, and that's what he gets? And for what? A pile of snow? Grow up and give the man his job back. So there is some point there.
Right.
It goes on to say that he did think that same thing. He was like, it's melting anyway.
Right.
He was just doing his route, and he just decided to kick it.
Right.
If there's anybody I could see understanding this,
and he's 19.
It'd be you.
Yeah, I do get it. and he's 19. If I was a 19-year-old, sanitation worker, I'd be kicking their heads. And my truck went past snowmen, I'd be kicking their fucking heads off.
I'd be like, please
constantly.
slow down. Yeah, please slow down. Guess what? Kick another snowman.
Right.
And you also don't have kids.
Because I would rationalize it. Right. You don't have kids at 19.
Yeah, you don't realize that probably a little kid worked really hard on it.
Exactly.
It doesn't cross your brain.
Nope. And I think you could easily rationalize it as like, you're not destroying anything of monetary value.
Yeah.
It's not like you're kicking their mailbox that they then have to replace, and it costs some money and it takes some time.
Right.
You're kicking a snowman that was melting anyway.
So he goes on to say, I'm overwhelmed by the fact kicking a snowman could have a massive impact on me. I felt like the snowman was obstructing my pathway to work. As a bin man, we have an important role, which the community relies on. So to lose my job over kicking something that was going to melt anyway is ridiculous. The snowman was in the way to put the bin back in the first place.
His rationale, though, easy, buddy.
Easy. Calm down.
Like, I love that he's trying to play this angle of like, look, I don't even want to kick the snowman. But this snowman was built right in front of my fucking route. It put our lives at risk.
The community depends on me.
It was us or them. I had to fucking get rid of the snowman, or I guess it'd be man. It was him or me.
Right.
If I don't kick that snowman's head off, I could have lost my life.
Right. Or no one's trash taken out that day.
Right.
That's it.
No one's trash ever gets taken out again for the rest of time. Or I kick one fucking melting snowman's head off. You tell me what to do.
And because your sense of humor is twisted like mine,
yeah,
this next picture is going to, hopefully it kills you. Look
at
this. So this is the sad 3-year-old in front of the snowman.
Looking like standing above like the melted face, the little carrot, like a crime scene photo of the snowman's fucking face, and he's so upset.
Oh,
you know
man.
what? He's not crying. Whatever.
I know.
They staged him for the photo, and that's the guy.
Yeah. So that's him. You can tell he's
right.
He kicks snowmans for sure.
I think
that's it. So anyway, that's pretty much the gist of the story.
I think he should apologize to the kid.
Yes,
to make the kid feel better. But then they say like, "Hey, I won't kick any snowmen's heads off again." But then still keep his job.
Yep. And he did apologize. He said, "I've apologized to the family. I messaged them on the day it blew up on social media, but they blocked me."
Oh, well, that's a little weak on that. Come on, block him.
Yeah.
If he's apologizing. These people are fucking soft.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily know which side of this I'm on.
I'd be irritated if one of my kids is 3, if Kyler Monroe's 3, and they work hard in a snowman.
But there's no way that fucking kid built that snowman.
No, he didn't.
The parents did. They built it for the kid.
But if I built it, I will say if I built it and I see this 19-year-old, I'm going to run him down and I'm going to make him think I'm going to fucking beat him to death.
Kill him.
I am going to threaten his life. For sure.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And then, but then if he apologizes right away, then I'd be like, get over and fucking apologize to my son or daughter or whatever. And then if he does that, don't ever fucking do that again. And then if he's like, cool, then we're good.
Right. Or just like, I would have sent him a picture of my kid crying. Like that's what I would have done. I'm like, look what you did, fuckface. This was you.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then he'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, good. Don't do it again, please.
You know what? If I was a little bit younger, you know what I would have done, or at least tried to do, thought about hard. He does that, and if he doesn't apologize, then try and figure out what car he drives.
Okay.
Then with some dust, I have the whole scenario in my head. I slash all 4 of his tires, and then just draw a little headless snowman, and then just like pay back. Or something. Maybe not the payback. No, because then that incriminates myself too much. Yeah. But if I just did a snowman with a gloved finger, no fingerprints, slash all 4 tires, then he fucking knows.
What if everywhere he went, no matter what season it was, he came back out to his car and there's always a snowman there.
Oh my God.
Watching him.
Terrorize him.
Same thing, like flipping off his car. And he says, I'm watching. And you just terrorize him with snowmen for the rest of his life.
That's pretty hardcore.
Until he just leaves.
Get like a special stickers made of a headless snowman watching you, and then just slap that.
Oh, I know what it is.
On his house.
This is easier.
On his car, right. Wherever he works.
So the sticker's good. Snowman's good. I like that idea. Or just like what the 3-year-old had in front of him, like just the remnants. So you just leave a carrot and some charcoal eyes and like sticks, and you just put them on his windshield wipers. That's it. Everywhere he goes, it's just like all the like a scarf, all the pieces of what was supposed to be a snowman. Fucking haunt him for the rest of his life.
You break into his house. You kill his family.
Okay.
And then you put little stickers.
I'm listening.
You put little stickers on their corpses.
Oh boy.
And he knows never to fucking touch your snow again.
You cut off all their heads and you make a snowman out of them.
There we go.
This is getting good.
You break into his house. You kill every member of his family, and you fucking find out who's the biggest head. You make a little head snowman, and then you put a little sticker, and then you also put your next.
Yeah.
And then that'll teach him.
Yeah, this will be great.
This will be great.
Hey, do we need to clear the air?
Why?
Okay, that's fair.
I think that was reasonable.
All right, let's move on to the next segment. I'm excited to see what you have for us this week.
This would be a fun one.
Okay, let's do it.
I get no respect in real life. Always am upset, so I let them know I hate them on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I haven't done one time this episode?
That's fun.
I like it.
I like it. It's in.
I've been catching myself. I'm excited today. Dummy.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dummy Brandon D sent in a suggestion to have us review a prison.
Oh, okay.
That Yelp actually has prisons on it. So I did a little digging to find the best prison I could find.
It's weird. That's weird to begin with.
It is weird to begin with. Some of these are silly. Some of these are obvious jokes, but some of these are clearly real.
Okay.
And which I love. And Rikers Island I picked because it's a pretty famous prison. Rikers Island out in New York, their correctional facility shows up in a lot of. I feel like Rikers Island shows up in a lot of those like Law and Order.
Okay.
They're always talking about Rikers. It's a pretty famous prison. So overall, I'm surprised it's this high. 40 reviews on Yelp, and they're like 2.5 stars. So we're gonna look at a few 5 stars.
What does a 5-star prison look like? It's gold, gold plated.
There are
better than a hotel.
Exactly. There are some 5-star reviews, and they were so funny. Some of them were intentionally joking, but I still kept them in because I'm like, okay, that's very clever.
Okay. So
we'll do 5 stars, then the 1 stars. Sarah Q, 5 stars from Staten Island. I really enjoyed my stay here. There are many types of colorful characters who are quick to show you the ins and outs of this amazing facility. For example, since the staff performs random room searches for some reason, I quickly learned from my bunkmate that the human body has many orifices that can double as little, quote, hidey holes.
Hell yeah.
I was also initially shy, but in the first day of my stay, I was approached and rather rapidly initiated into a gang. Imagine that. I'm now part of a crew and can act all gangsta the whole day long. I recently checked out, but can't wait for my next stay. The food is absolutely delish, and the social programs are simply amazing. It was a great stay, and I would like to send a super duper shout out to all my homies at Rikers. Much love, y'all.
Four people found it helpful.
right.
And they're like, wow.
Yeah, it's helpful.
I wasn't going to commit a felony today.
But it doesn't sound that bad in there.
It sounds like better here. Better than where I'm at right now. Fuck it.
I want to find out what my hidey holes are.
Right.
And then this next 5-star, Carla L. This is a real one. And I just thought this was so weird. This place wasn't that bad. I was treated with respect and dignity. The highly diverse population... Oh, no, this was a joke one. The next one's real. The highly diverse population allowed me to see other people's opinions, and we exchanged cultural ideas. So that might be a joke, might not.
I think it's a joke.
I think it's a joke, though. I think it's a joke. This next one is this... this is the one that's not a joke.
Okay.
Christine G, 4 stars. But I wanted to include it. I visit my boyfriend. So far, it's been kind, pleasant, and they do the search and all that their job. You may be nice toward them. They do the same. So, and I go once a month. So we agree on that. Me and my boyfriend. So far good. So Christine G really feels like everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing there. Jeez. And her and her boyfriend, overall,
that's
all things
great.
Considered, they're so far so good.
They're working it out.
They're
making the best of the situation.
They do their search, their job. So far good.
So good.
So far good.
so far good.
I love that one. Like they really put thought into it's not ideal, but they're trying.
Could it be worse?
Could it be worse?
Could it be better? Of course.
Okay, so here's our first 1-star.
I'm in here for murder. So all things considered, we're so good.
I think this one is real.
All right.
You can never know, but I think this one is real.
I mean, it was written in by Bloodsnake.
Bloodsnake 1 from Brooklyn, 1 star. The city of New York suggested I stay on the island for 3 months. I love that it's suggested. Week 1, I witnessed a man get stabbed with a splintered chicken bone. I don't miss the midnight shakedowns or stripping naked in front of correctional officers and being forced to spread my ass and squat. I was completely depleted of vitamin D and drank Purell hand sanitizer and instant Kool-Aid just to feel something. Would not recommend Rikers Island. Miss those Dutchess honey buns, though. I love the end, though. But I gotta say,
wink. There wasn't a winky face on the end, but there damn well could have been.
I do fucking miss Duchess and Duchess's honey buns.
See you soon, sweetie.
See when you get out. And then here's Mike L.
All right.
I think this is real. This is somebody who's visited it. Mike L, 1 star. I'm thankful I am not an inmate or a corrections officer. When you walk into any one of the buildings, there is an unmistakable smell of Rikers. It's like body odor, bleach, and beefaroni. I have a huge appetite, so I figured, how bad could the food be? Well, for starters, the hot dogs are an unnatural white, and they have bones in them. So be thankful next time you eat a boneless hot dog. That is so gross.
Fuck that.
Another frequent dish is the rainbow bologna that comes in various colors from an iridescent green to a deep purple. Beefaroni doesn't look too bad, but it too has bones. The smelly beefaroni oil seems to permeate through the skin for a few days. Probably why Riker smells like it. Pro tip, if you find yourself an inmate here, definitely request vegetarian meals if they do that. Interesting fact. Even though Rikers is attached to Queens by a bridge, it is considered part of the Bronx. I love the trivia at the end.
Neat fact.
Wow, neat fact. Exactly. I love that they're breaking down the food at Rikers, but then at the end they're like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but you might, when you're visiting a friend there, it's actually, looks like it should be in Queens, but it's part of the Bronx.
Wild, huh?
Talk to the guards about it if you don't believe me.
Who would have thought? 3 out of 5 stars.
4
out of 5.
I picture just Mike L bringing that up to anybody at Rikers. Right. Guard, inmate, other person visiting, and every response is the same. Shut the fuck up, man. Hey, did you know that it's actually not... Shut the fuck up, Mike! It's part of the Bronx.
Part of the Bronx. I mean, look at the map. Look at the map. I found it in the library.
Oh, okay. This I thought was just clever. This is a 2-star, but Thomas K. This was the first time I went to an escape room. Didn't know what to expect when the staff was going all in. This is a very challenging game. Looked for clues everywhere to no avail, and it took forever to solve the puzzles and get out. The difficulty level was above my level, but at least food was included. This place is only for hardcore escape room enthusiasts. I thought that was super clever.
That's
a
so
great
funny.
joke.
God, that's great.
This is the first time I ever went to escape.
Now, a part of me now just wants to show up to the prison over here. You're like, you guys have the escape room? What?
What?
And you're just like you have your family?
Oh, come on.
You're all dressed up. Oh, you don't have one. No, we don't. Get the fuck out of here, sir.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, man, that's so funny.
So
wow.
I need music for this last one.
Okay. The hardcore?
Hardcore. This last one, JB. This is somebody who I do think went there.
Okay.
And there's no reason for them to leave this. This is just an account of what happened to them there.
All right.
But like kind of like a humble bragging in a sense sometimes. It's just weird.
Okay.
I remember being boarded into the Bluebird bus that many times, hit potholes, allowing me to jump up and down and bang my nuts on the seat. We had got stuck midway over the bridge and snowbound. While I hear the Asian correction officer along with his partner, who is the spitting image of Don Mattingly, singing OPP by Naughty by Nature. I was alone on a Saturday at that cold bus, chained. I thought of using the situation to escape the two hip-hop loving guards. I told the guard I was sick and going to throw up, and they quickly said, "Not in here, you won't." They took me outside. I said I had to take a piss as well. I tried to run knee-deep in the snow when I got tackled and kicked in the head. I went in with the background in Muay Thai, boxing, and Wing Chun. Luckily, my dad was an instructor. I love that it has no fucking bearing on what's happened. Then why did they kick you in the head? It didn't seem to save you from getting kicked in the head.
Yep.
Then he just moves on. A smaller short bus came to take me and bring me into C-74. There, the guards let the others. I tried to escape. What? Unshackled, I was with two black kids in one room and told to strip and put my belongings into a metal table, my clothes folded. I noticed the kid on the left tried to steal my Marlboro watch, so when the guard left, I socked him with the cross while he put back his underwear. He fell back and hit his head. He was unconscious. The guard looked and screamed, "What happened?" I simply said some people can't stand up like they used to, and ultimately was met with a punch to the stomach. I shook it off. And none of this happened. And I love that he references races that have no bearing on the story whatsoever.
No.
None.
No.
And then he
I'm gonna keep it going.
Okay, I shook it off and brought him to a long corridor, which led me to C-74. As I walked in, I noticed the other dorms had windows on the door, where the Neanderthals would shout things like, "I'm gonna get you, white boy." Going in, I was given a blanket, pillowcase without pillow, soap, and one roll of toilet paper, which I called John Wayne toilet paper, because it was hard as nails and took no shit from nobody. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe he didn't say that.
Fucking funny, man.
Quickly, word got out about me knocking some kid unconscious, so I made friends. My dorm was M.O. House for Troublemakers. It's like he's a bad scriptwriter. It was 50% Dominicans, 30% Puerto Ricans, and the rest black and other. Okay? My first meal was pasta and meat with no sauce. I was also given milk. Food tasted like wet noodles and grill gristle. During dinner, we were led to chow. This guy has no storytelling
This is
abilities.
the weirdest diary. Mm-hmm. This is like, it's like a Clint Eastwood screenplay that didn't make it. This guy turned in, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
They didn't understand the story structure at all. It's like he's like trying to paint little vignettes and it's just not working.
Nope.
And then he says, during dinner, we were led to chow where there was a metal canister in the middle. It was filled with cold pink lemonade. Libation goodness. Dinner was some sort of sausage with beans, which was tolerable. I later learned to get a Muslim halal card and a Jewish card and know the kitchen staff to see which card would get me a better meal for the day. Chocolate pudding was great. Okay. When I would shower, I would take my clothes and wash them. People thought it was funny, but it was really a way for me not to get my own clothes robbed. There was no jumpsuits. The day room was controlled by the suicide watch. Quality programming was usually Spanish novellas. Phone time, you did not get a PIN number. I had 20 minutes a day since I was new, which became an hour after beating someone's ass who kept harassing me while I talked to my court-appointed atone. During my stay, I told you it's a fucking novel.
It's just insane.
It's a saga. I had gotten into a couple fights with one guard named Castro, who was Puerto Rican and Italian. He was a real prick who thought he could fight. I feel like he's asking people their ethnicity. He's like, hey, I'm working on this story. Right. Are you Puerto Rican? I'm Puerto Rican Italian. Okay, thank you very much. And then he takes some notes.
Fuck you.
Fucking Castro. So I said, fuck you. Anyway, he sucker punched me and I had picked him up and slammed him down the floor. I was later beaten by two other COs and brought to Bean Court. That landed me with some infraction and led to my stay long. I was in solitary. That was not really bad because my mind thought I was somewhere else.
Oh my God.
How would you like for this guy to be your cellmate?
The best.
I was let out in 2 weeks and did not get an infraction for assault like they scared me into. Castro ended up making a ton of money on OT during the slashing at my dorm that happened shortly. They have a thing called slash for cash, where everybody makes a killing in OT. And I love he's using this prison lingo like anybody knows what he's fucking talking about. If it in fact is real prison lingo.
I was like, oh wow, they get overtime in prison?
Then he slips down to another fight. I had got suckered punched and got 2 split lips into a fight. Look at that one part of a sentence. I had got sucker punched and got 2 split lips into a fight. What? That paints no picture.
That's not how that works.
It required 20 stitches. My mom got me out of the dorm. What? Now your mom's in the story, which I was against.
But what race is she?
Well, yeah, exactly. Jesus. Hey, what the fuck? My mom, who is 25% Norwegian and 50% Dutch, and we think 25% Ecuadorian, but we're not sure. It also could be Colombian. She has not traced her genealogy as effectively as I would like for storytelling purposes.
It's the first thing we're going to do when I get out of here.
it just fucking goes on and on. He was placed in Pussy City. He had his own cell, had a sink and a toilet. It was great privacy.
I'm sorry. What's Pussy City?
He doesn't. I know. And that's another thing. He doesn't understand where like the interesting points are, and then he just moves on. He's like, PC was also called Pussy City. You had your own cell, and then he just goes into boring details. My window faced LaGuardia Airport. I would love it if Pussy City was because they bring in women and it's orgies all day long, and he just like scoots past those details.
Boring.
Anyway, in Pussy City, I guess there's sex and stuff, but check this out. My window faced LaGuardia Airport. Sometimes I could look outside and I would see like this one guy who was probably like I would say like an 8th, like Nigerian, and perhaps like maybe like 2/3 Canadian, French Canadian, maybe, and then like maybe like a quarter. I would say like a Spanish, more sided Mexican, like deviation. Anyway. Sometimes he'd be playing basketball with a guy I think was probably Chinese, but could have been like a half Japanese, maybe a little bit Korean, maybe a little bit of like, American Indian. It's hard to say.
You're talking about all like how many people having sex has to step over to go do laundry? Today I did laundry. I had to step over 6 naked people fucking in Pussy City. Right. The laundry soap was weak. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're missing the good parts.
Right, exactly. And he just goes on about some fights.
Oh, man.
He ends with, he got a court fight, breaking out for the bullpens. They have a bullpen for each borough you get locked up, and he just ends with, I kicked some guy with a 3-piece suit in the face for making fun of my stitches. It looked like a crooked mustache. Okay? I made sure he looked like an asshole with the ripped suit and a black eye. Riker's adolescent sucks ass. Now I hear more than ever. Hopefully the DOJ will make this.
15 people thought it was cool.
What? That is fucking crazy. 30 people thought it was funny. 15 people thought it was cool. 16 people read that bullshit and was like, that's useful.
Now, okay.
I'm ready.
I was thinking about going.
Okay, so now I gotta talk to my attorney. I gotta try and be transferred into Pussy City. I'm gonna ask for the guy who's half Italian, half Puerto Rican. He seems like the easiest of the guards.
Easiest to trust.
Chocolate pudding.
The pudding's great.
Pudding's great.
Everything else not so good.
Everything not so good. There was so many of these like essays in this for only 40 reviews. Probably 7 of them are these fucking essays written by different people.
People venting.
And I looked at other prisons before I got to Rikers. It's like a thing with like Yelp prison reviews. People just like these long, nonsensical rants. And then, listen, if you're in cell block T7 and a guy named Butch approaches you, fuck that shit. Yeah. He will try to jump you into blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing. Normally you can get like a 2-pack of smokes. but then attached to like a weird Yelp rating,
right.
That's why it gets 2 stars.
I wonder if anyone is ever in that jail and then like they sneak in a cell phone just to leave a Yelp review. Like, I am in here right now, place sucks balls. He's 1 out of 5 stars. And then, boop, snap your cell phone.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I just pictured them taking a selfie with their cell phone in their cell. They're like, listen, food's pretty good. Guards have been fairly friendly. Getting fucked in my ass right now. And it's just like a selfie of just like, he's fucking held down and like his face is smushed into the floor. And he's kind of got the, stay in school. And then there's somebody like, whoever's on top of him, raping him and smiling, like, yeah, he's right. 1 star.
1 star, 1 out of 5. Dicks are too big in here. Smaller dicks in this place, please. Would not recommend.
My one complaint, overall, the fucking sexual assaults that I received today, not terrible, but but the dicks are just too big. If
I could change one thing.
If I could change one thing about Rikers.
Smaller dicks.
Smaller dicks. I love picturing a serious review written that way.
Right. Free time? Great. Library selection? Amazing. Dicks? Too big.
Basketball? Inflated just right. Bunkmate's dick? A little too big.
Could go without. Hard to sleep. The mattress is already bad.
A smaller dick would sure help my sleep. You know what I mean?
All right, so that was some dumb shit. I do have a good happy story for you.
Okay.
Let's turn it around and move on over to that.
Sliver of hope.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, just before we move on, one person did write. It was another prisoner I didn't use.
Yeah.
But they had me going for a second. I was reading the review, and I was like, this sounds exactly like the plot of Shawshank Redemption. And that's exactly what they wrote. Like at the end, they referenced Red.
Right.
Red helped get me out. I think about him often. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. You took me down a whole rabbit hole. I'm like, this sounds a lot. Oh, that's okay.
Okay, got it.
You just wrote the plot to Shawshank.
Spoons, books, tree, red. Okay, got it. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, and also please don't everyone forget that the escape room review, because I'm not going to look at a prison separately ever again. They should all be considered escape rooms. Highest difficulty.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest intentional. That probably is the funniest intentional joke I've seen on Yelp so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's move over to Sliver of Hope, which is where we find a good thing that we found online. And this happened obviously a while ago as we discovered, but I had never heard this story. So there's two gay men, and they adopted a baby they found abandoned in the subway.
Oh my God.
So let's go back to...
Abandoned in a subway?
Yeah. So when Danny Stewart saw a small bundle on the floor of a New York subway station in Chelsea back in August of 2000, he at first thought it was a doll. Little did he know, he had just found the start of his future family.
Wow.
At the time, Stewart, 34, was hurrying to meet his partner, Pete Mercurio, 32, for dinner, but a faithful glance back told him it wasn't a doll, but it was a living baby.
Oh my God.
According to the BBC, Stewart only wanted to make sure the baby was safe when he called the police that fateful night, but it turned into what would be the start of something far more rewarding for everyone involved, as the abandoned baby is now a loved son in college with two beaming fathers.
From abandoned in a subway to college.
So they do go on to, I'm gonna do some paraphrasing here. But when they found the baby, they estimated that it was just a couple days old, like part of the umbilical cord.
A couple days old?
Umbilical cord was still there.
Holy shit. So I can't believe that baby was alive.
Just happened, put it in there, and then he just happened to find it. So it all started with, he was just going to, to drop it off.
Can you imagine? Just like you're going to work.
Right.
And then you find a fucking baby. Changes your whole life.
Right.
So sorry. So he was going to work.
No, yeah. So,
or I'm sorry. He was going to drop it off.
Right.
Sorry.
So they're taking the baby in because basically they're like, obviously somebody needs to take care of this baby.
Yeah.
And when they went to court, the judge was a part of this program that was trying to fast track adoption for these foster kids. And the judge said, this baby needs somebody in their life. I don't see anybody who would be better than you. Wow. So basically they were just planning on hopefully visiting the baby, sending some gifts from time to time,
right.
To now it being their son. So you fast forward all these years later, Stewart and Mercurio, they end up getting married,
right.
And they use the judge.
My God.
Yeah, so the judge came and officiated the wedding.
That's awesome.
So basically allowed them to have their son, and then also was there when they got married. And as it said, they named their kid Kevin. He is now in college studying mathematics. His father describes him as funny and respectful. He has run numerous marathons and taught himself to play the guitar and piano. They also paint him as a loving person who has changed their lives for the better. I can't imagine my life if it didn't turn out this way, Stewart said. My life has become much more enriched and full. Mercurio has written a book about the experience entitled Our Subway Baby. Couldn't agree more. I didn't know this level of deep love existed in the world until my son came into my life. Echoed Mercurio.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that great?
Those people are definitely better than me, I feel like.
In literally every way.
Yeah, in every way. Because I'm just such a piece of shit in some ways.
You would have saw the baby and be like, that's a lot of responsibility.
That's a lot of responsibility. I was just thinking like, please let my wife never find a baby in a subway.
That's right.
Because she'll fall in love with it. And then there goes my fucking retirement.
She's gonna name it. And once she names it, you gotta keep it.
I gotta keep track of their names. Because if we find a baby, we're gonna fucking find those people. We'll be like, we got another baby for you.
Here's a second subway baby.
You guys are so great at it.
You did a great job the first time.
We thought, who better than somebody who's already done it than to do it again?
Here, have another subway baby.
And they're like, wait, what? Like, oh my God, catch! And I just run. Oh my God, it's a baby! And I throw the baby. Hey, good luck, you're great people!
Best I know! I'm terrible. I'm a terrible
person, but I'm free!
All right, let's move on to some weird shit that I found online.
That's amazing.
I know, it's
Those
great.
people are saints.
Zach, okay.
The internet has all sorts of neat things. Anything you want can be yours. Let's take a peek, together, as a couple. To you, from internet.
You wanted to yell at me, but you couldn't.
Getting a little antsy out there, I see.
I am amazed by people who do that. I mean, you don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation.
Right.
But I'm amazed because that is such That's such a different thing than being like a foster parent,
right?
Or being biological parent, where you're even in an unplanned situation. Biological parent is an accidental pregnancy,
right?
You at least have some time to like, oh, okay, are we going to do this? Most states do. I think most states, if not all states, allow like pro-choice. So if you wanted, I mean, you could like, okay, we can abort this baby. You have like options, and then if you don't do that, you have these months to like kind of like prepare, get your mind around it, as opposed to just finding a baby.
Yeah,
that's such a random thing. You find the baby and then get to keep the baby, and then it's like, your life is totally different. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that blows my mind.
And they did have arguments when it was all happening, of course.
The couple
we can't do this? Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure one person was more in favor of the baby than the other. I'm sure like they went to the court. This is what I was picturing, like my fucked up selfish brain. Like Lindsay would be the one who would like, we have to keep this baby. And then I'd be the one going to court thinking like, saying out loud, absolutely. I hope we get this baby. But then in my brain be like, oh, fucking please don't give us this baby.
You're helping them? Like you're helping the other lawyer like look up legal stuff? You're like, you're highlighting it and like,
right.
Like crumple a piece of paper and throw it over to him. Like, read this. Okay. It says here, yeah. Oh no! It's terrible.
Oh no! I'm just saying things like in the courtroom to make my case bad. I'm like, oh my God! I just can't believe that somebody like me, who has a DUI that I made jokes about that you can find, who has definitely done a lot of hard drugs. I've talked about it on multiple podcasts, and there's acid. I've made a lot of irresponsible choices. That I would still get to have that baby because I can't wait to have that baby.
Gee, I thought I was bad the first time I left my kid on top of the car when I drove off.
Right.
Like I thought that. I mean, if I do it again. That makes me really bad, right, Judge?
That is crazy.
And that's on you. If I do that, that's on you because you let me do it. Right? Go ahead.
That's so crazy that a person with a recent history of publicly advocating for the legalization of narcotics, who enjoys setting fires, would be given another chance at fatherhood. My first kid, they barely survived my parenthood, but now I get third time's a charm.
My son Kyler's lost his eyebrows 15 times with daddy fucking around with fire.
I mean, we were just joking around the other week about me nearly burning our house down, and I didn't even take a real responsibility. I just thought it was funny, but I still get to have a baby. That's fucking awesome.
Wow, what a world. What a country.
What a country. God bless me. Shut up. No, I'm just so excited for the baby that I want to have so much.
Right. I mean, we don't have a room for it. Right. But it's going to have a sweet closet.
It's forever. It's going to have the nicest closet. Oh my God, I sleep so hard now that I do a lot of edibles that but I'm guessing that baby's big enough that if I were to roll over on it, I don't think I would kill it. I mean, I'm not going to wake up.
They're like little rubber balls.
They're like rubber balls.
My first one, when I was roofing. I was redoing the house. I had to bring my son up there. I let him go crawl around. He fell off of it. And I was scared, but he was fine. And I get to try again?
I mean, the reason I feel comfortable having this baby now is because now that I get to buy weed from like a store and not from like a dealer, it's individually wrapped. So like, I leave him out, but there's no way a baby is going to cut through those fucking edibles. Like the plastic around him, no fucking way.
There's no way. And if he does, big deal.
Right. There's a lot of kids in the world.
All right, so this video I'm going to show you, I just want you to react to it. This was actually sent in by my mom. Hi, Mom. And here you go. So here's surveillance footage of inside of a bus. Little kid sleeping back here. You see him? Right here.
Oh, what?
There's a fucking deer.
Whoa. That's a little deer.
It's Bambi.
Oh, no.
Look at this.
Oh, my God.
You hear the little patter. And gone.
How is that deer okay?
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Hey, Mark Brown. Mark Brown is not part of the show.
Oh, okay.
So the little tiny deer, I'm going to go back.
That's a weird-ass tiny deer.
How scary, and again, we will post the link to this video so you can watch what we're looking at in the episode description. But if you were this sleeping kid.
Oh, my God.
Look how close it is to pounding him. Yep. So he's right here.
Falling asleep. You're
right
asleep.
Here.
The first. Oh, my God. Deer falls on you.
And it starts kicking him. And then in true teenager fashion, he's just like, so?
What? He barely wakes up. Huh? What? He didn't. Oh my God!
Just looking around, like, huh?
What?
If he was sitting up, the deer would have hit him in the face.
It is amazing how hard teens sleep. Like it is amazing. This just happened to me this morning, but I wake up irritated a lot of mornings.
Okay.
For the same reason. It's because Kyler the mornings he gets up real early for some like 0 hour kind of things online.
Okay.
Like I'll get up at 6 a.m. or maybe even like 5:45 or 5:45 a.m. I'll usually hit the snooze a few times.
Okay.
He had his alarm set for 5:45 a.m. this morning to get ready for the 0 hour class.
Fuck, I remember that.
Every time he has his alarm set, I'm like, how is it fucking possible for a human being? It's right by his head. Bah, 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 bah. I'm on another floor. and it will wake me up, and then I will lay there and be like, when's he going to check it?
Please.
So many times I've gone up to his door and be like, hey, dude, your alarm's been going off for 25 minutes. and he's like, oh, what? But I'm like, holy, like the whole house could be burning down. There could be a fucking big band playing. And
from his point of view, he's like, it's super weird, Dad. Every dream I have ends with me like going backwards in a backhoe. Right, You're like, yeah, it's your fucking alarm clock. Get up.
It's crazy.
It's super crazy.
But I'm jealous because I'm like, it has been over a decade since I've slept, a couple decades, that hard. Every day.
Yeah, they have no cares. Yeah. No worries in the world for that little guy. Right. Sleep tight, sweetie.
I guess a growing body, but it's like, like teens, and I don't know if maybe it's teen girls too, but it seems like teen boys specifically just go into fucking comas.
Hibernation mode
every night, hibernation mode for a couple years.
You're probably right.
I remember my dad yelling at me. Yeah? Just storming in my room. What are you doing? 5 minutes till the
bus. This next one was sent in by Dummy Jeff.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future, Danny boy. Denver Doll Limited.
Whoa.
LTD. These are sex dolls that you can rent.
You can rent.
Yeah.
Man,
it's a sex doll
that sucker.
rental.
Sex doll rental. Okay.
Denver, Colorado's first realistic sex doll service.
Nice.
As you can see here, you can join our mailing list. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, sent that in. So dumb@isbedumb.com is there.
Wow.
About us. Here you go.
That's a good looking doll.
Thank you. So here's your...
Whoa. Hey.
Here's your collection. Classy.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go through the process if they're available, and you just click rent. This one here, $249 for 2 hours.
Wow, that's expensive. I love how all of the dolls... Now, here's the thing I'm going to say about breasts.
Say it.
I like all the sizes.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
Little breasts, giant breasts, medium breasts, different sizes of nipples.
Yeah.
Like, they're all sexy to me. Why do the dolls always have gigantic breasts?
Like cartoonishly large?
Like cartoonishly large and...
Kendra.
Yeah, just like beyond perky.
Oh, yeah.
Just two rockets.
way over the top.
Yeah, way over the top.
2 ski slopes, ski jumps.
Right.
Massive ski jumps, left and right.
It reminds me of that like anime porn or whatever. Like where you get like the super nerds who are into like those exaggerated features, like teeny tiny waist, then really pops out for the hips, and then gigantic boobs.
Yeah.
And it's
tiny little neck.
Tiny little neck. Right. It's like, okay, maybe can we have a realistic looking woman?
No one would watch that.
I know, I'm just kidding.
You can start the competitor to Denver sex dolls and like have realistic ones.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
It's just like, but like make them like super squishy. Like they're like little squish balls. And you're like, oh, this is kind of weird.
I wonder if that actually would. I bet it would do pretty well.
There might be a whole market for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks to Jeff for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
We're going to hear from some of our dummies now.
Those dolls are hot.
They have to rent one.
Okay,
if you give me permission, we can rent one.
We can rent one from the show. And then I'll bring it up. to.
You won't use it, of course.
No, I'm not going to use it.
Never.
That's something for me to talk to the judge about for the custody of my imaginary trial. And like, hey, and I think it'd be a great dad because like, yeah, we rented this like sex doll, me and my friend Joe, and I don't even think. Okay, I might have had sex with. I don't think I had sex with it more than once.
I had sex with it before he did.
I had sex with it first, and so that's if he. I don't know if he watched it or not, but that's why I think I'm a great father.
Right. You have it in court. You rent it. It's you. Sex doll, Lindsay.
Check out the sex doll. Listen, my wife, she's not real happy, but she's not like super mad. And I had sex with her before Joe did. Like I don't even introduce you as a character. I'm like, listen, Joe fucked this thing after me, and I think that speaks to like like a certain level of organization and just kind of cleanliness and thought about a home,
and also to Nadia's loyalty. They're like, holy shit! You started having this conversation with this sex doll, right, baby?
What I love about this baby is this baby's gonna have 2 moms and a dad. It's gonna have me and
She's
Lindsay
always wanted a baby.
And Nadia.
Nadia's always wanted a baby.
She doesn't talk a lot because she's made out of silicone. But I know her, and she wants a baby.
We've been trying.
We couldn't have been trying harder. I've been fucking the shit out of her.
By the hour?
That would be the greatest, most ridiculous court scene. Somebody trying to get custody and trying to sell the judge on like an extra mom, and the extra mom is a sex doll that they don't even own, that they just rent.
They have to rent. It's getting expensive. So if we get the baby, I'm going to need a lot of money too. Deal. Okay. Give me the baby. All right, now let's hear from some dummies.
Okay.
Did you already play the thing? He didn't play it yet.
I don't think so.
Do it.
It's
Junk mail.
Oh, heck, that is funny. All right, so let's hear from our dummies. First piece of junk mail coming in from dummy Harrison, who writes, So Dan and Joe, as many people wait for something relatable for them to write in, I'm very much so the same. So when Dan brought up wearing the wrong size shoe for 20 some odd years, it definitely stopped and finally felt a little solace knowing that I was not alone.
Oh my God.
I was wearing 11 and a half, 12 from 13 to 25 years of age, always wondering why I have pain in my feet, especially working in cold weather as a former UPS driver, now a milkman, thankfully, but never knew why my feet would still hurt and being miserably freezing while delivering for 10 to 12 plus hours in a day in the UP winter months, Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah,
so
way up Michigan.
I felt like such a dumb shit after realizing that my lizard brain slowed down by one to make concessions, never thought to try a larger size of shoe, and I was just, I guess my feet hurt. That's what it is. Didn't make it to 36, but it truly is a miserable experience. Thank you for all the hard work you guys do in the Bad Magic crew. Love you guys keep on sucking. Lovable dummies. Sincerely, your loyal meat sack dummy, Harrison.
Oh, thank you, Harrison.
Dellin.
Wait.
Dehlin. Dehlin.
Is his first name Dellin?
Not second. Last name.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm
thanks,
glad I'm not alone.
Got the feet worked out.
Got the feet worked out.
Whenever my feet work, whenever my feet hurt,
Whenever my feet work. On the rare occasion that my feet work, I'm like, I gotta get moving.
I gotta get going.
I got some moving to do because my feet are working right now.
I'm late. Every time my feet work, I'm late.
On the rare occasion my feet work, I think like, wow, I'm late. Right. There's a lot of stuff I missed since my feet work last.
I was supposed to be there 2 days ago. Better get moving. No, every time they hurt, I do think about that, about your smashing your dumb feet in tiny shoes.
For so many years. I kept thinking, sorry, at the beginning of that, I did focus, but I was trying not to think about a Jed talk. It would be about doll rental etiquette. Just like, listen.
What to say? Mm-hmm. What not to say?
Here's what you don't tell your wife. I love the doll more than you. That tends to hurt feelings.
Okay, yeah. He's right.
He's right. He's right. You don't ever say doll never has a headache. He okay. That's right. Oh yeah. That's gonna get real riled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I tried it. Yeah, he's right.
Always clean first. Afterwards, that's someone else's business. Hey, that's a good point. Like they're trying to teach you shortcuts. Listen, you should clean it before use, but afterwards, that's someone else's business. I never thought of that. I always thought I should clean it up before and afterwards, but it's really not my problem.
It's not required.
It's not required.
It's a waste of energy.
That's way I can save all the money I can make with all the extra time.
I'm just saving the next guy on lube. Like he doesn't have. You get it.
I do. It took me a second.
That's
gross.
Yeah, that's gross, huh?
No, I don't think so.
Churning butter.
Who?
As they say.
Oh my god. I've never heard that. Oh my god.
It's a different way of saying sloppy seconds.
Churning butter. Oh wow.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Woo! But that would be such a fun. It's a perfect TED Talk example. Have it up there, be like, touch it here, touch it here. Here's how they sit. Don't be naughty. Put it back. Get 2 hours.
A natural lady might want her nipples played with for quite some time before getting to it. Listen, with this doll here, go at it.
Right.
Foreplay is just wasted time.
Right. You got 2 hours, buddy.
You got 2 hours.
Quit tickling nipples. Get your finger in there.
Oh my god, I can be the Ramada Limited, just like this. Just like I don't even know what it would be like. Sex doll etiquette, right. Just the most ridiculous class. Who would be in the audience for that?
We should
such a vision.
Throw one, and we'll just see who shows up.
Oh my god,
some wispy hair. I'm guessing. All right, our next piece of junk mail coming in from UK dummy Charlotte. They write, "Hey dum dums. I'm working my way through Isby Dumb, and you guys are absolutely killing it. Thank you,
Charlotte.
Just listening to the sprinty and moonwalking and was crying with laughter.
Yes.
At my desk. The sprinter and moonwalker officers, the cops, which you can check out the animation. We have that on our YouTube page, by the way. I had to write in because Joe mentioned about his sister eating spoonfuls of butter, and I can one-up that. Do you remember you talking about that? So when I was a lot younger, my family and I were on holiday in a caravan. My mom, dad, and 2 sisters were just outside the front of the caravan playing games, and I had gone inside for a drink. My mom then said she saw me pop up at the window, and I was watching them all playing with a massive grin on my face. They waved to me and I waved back and put my hand on the window. Perfect size handprint appeared. My mom ran inside to find sitting there with a tub of butter from the fridge, just eating giant handfuls. I laughed and ran off into my bedroom with the tub. My mom chased me, got the butter back, and then proceeded to clean up the mess. And that was now all over the doors, windows, and walls. They will not let me live this one down still to this day. I still love to eat mounds of butter on toast. My about all Bad Magic podcasts have got me through the pandemic and over a year of working from home. So thank you guys. Long may they continue. Charlotte from the UK.
Oh, thank you, Charlotte. Oh my God. It's weird what will trigger your gag reflex, but butter, the thought of eating spoonfuls of butter.
Yeah, well, handfuls.
Oh my God, handfuls.
That's what Charlotte was doing.
Oh, yeah, handfuls.
Little baby handfuls.
Baby handfuls. If I think about that too hard, it makes me feel like I'm about to throw up.
My dad is super skinny, like very healthy man. And then on his toast, it's the most amount of butter I've ever seen. Like, I was like,
no appeal to me.
I was like, nope. Like, just the whole thing is just butter. Oh boy!
Wow! Yikes!
All right, we have one last piece of junk mail for this week. This is Dummy Andrea. Hey y'all! I was listening to the most recent episode this morning while I worked and had to write in about Joe's cursing story. My husband and I have recently had to come to a serious discussion about our son's vocabulary. My 5-year-old son is currently in speech therapy to help develop more spontaneous sentences, but one of the things he's working on specifically is the F sound at the beginning of words. This leads to our story and, of course, the subsequent discussion. A couple of weeks ago, our kids were getting ready for bed when our son stubbed his toe and loudly and very clearly yelled, "Fuck!"
Nailed it.
My husband and I just looked at each other, trying to hide our giggles. On one hand, like Dan's bit about his son hiking, which actually was part of our references, he wanted to cheer that at least he went for the big guns and used it correctly. Not only that, but the F sound he's been working on also came out perfectly clear.
Right.
But heaven forbid he said it in school or even worse in front of the grandparents. So we don't say to him, So we don't owe him. I don't know. What they try to write here is that they have him say fudge instead.
Right.
Unfortunately, fudge comes out sounding like Dudge. So my husband and I had to decide, do we just let him say fuck?
Yeah.
So he's correctly saying the F sound, or do we enforce fudge? I'll let you guess what we decided.
I bet they went with fuck. Yeah.
Me too. Thanks for the great content and stories. Not sorry about the long email. Best, Andrea.
Oh, that's great, Andrea.
Yeah.
And I get that too because, I mean, there is something satisfying outside of profanity about the word fuck because I don't know, it's just an easier word to say. It has that hard consonant like pow at the end of it.
Right.
And fa, if you're working on Fs, fa, I mean, is the sound you're trying to make. If you turn it to like frick, that's a completely different thing your mouth's trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
Fudge, the udge part's kind of hard if you're still working on your basic sounds.
Right, exactly.
Nah, let it rip.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
As they say. I never swear. So I,
yeah.
side of the fence
I've never
I'm
heard
on.
you swear.
Nope. Not once.
Yeah, I've never heard you use profanity. So
Show 40 is over. That was fun.
that was fun.
That
We
was
had a lot of fun.
one.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I have so much fun on this show, just laughing, that I worry that it's obnoxious on the other end. And I'm
probably
sure there's
is.
going to be a few people who think that, but I know other people just like to hear the fun people are having.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I'm like, are we just entertaining each other? But thank God we get messages where people think that that's not true.
They say good job.
They say good job.
So that's good. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thanks to Zach Flannery for producing and directing.
I've had a lovely time.
Yay.
Okay. Thanks to Zach Cohen, creating some of the custom music beds for the show. Thanks to Logan Keith, pumping out the best merch in the podcast game. Again, we have that new Bad Magic company-wide rug.
Yeah.
Branching out a little bit.
Branching out.
So we're trying some new products, and this one's really cool. badmagicmerch.com. You can also find it at iswedumb.com, along with all of our other Is We Dumb threads. Be sure to follow us Instagram and Facebook at Is We Dumb. Got the private Facebook group Is We Dummies, moderated by Liz Hernandez and the All Seeing Eyes. That YouTube channel for the animations and the video form of not only Is We Dumb, but also Time Suck and Scared to Death. Just go to YouTube and search for Bad Magic Productions.
Yep.
You want to send something into the show? Email that to dumb@iswedumb.com and general questions to info@iswedumb.com.
And if you're listening on the Google Podcast Player, just don't.
Just don't.
Switch to any other podcast player.
For our customer support, we could have just a dedicated team that talks about all the problems that Google Podcast has. Like, it's been that way for years.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's not available on there. Oh, that's because, fuck that.
It's because Google.
It's because they suck. That's why. And it's always been late.
Yep.
So, right, all the time? Yep. Every single time.
Every single time.
They are the last ones to post it.
The feed goes out to every single podcast player at the exact same time, and Google's the only one who consistently fucks it up.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up today's show with a neat fact.
Neato.
And this one is neat.
Hit it.
Wow, neat fact.
The microwave was invented after researcher Percy Spencer walked by a radar tube and the chocolate bar in his pocket melted.
Whoa.
So doing some science stuff, walked by the radar tube and got some melted. And they're like, holy shit, microwave.
You know what else I bet melted?
Hearts.
His bones.
He's like, they're like, it wasn't Percy Spencer, but who was working with him, they found him in a puddle. They found a puddle of Percy Spencer and they're like, whoa.
Oh, the chocolate's melted.
This could warm up some food.
That sucks for Percy, but this is tasty ass chocolate.
Right. But look at this. This would be great. We just forgot to put this in a box safely.
Let's figure exactly. If we could only make this a little bit safer.
Bye, everybody.